the way that you lift flies in the face of so much of what you see. Because even with guys who are objectively really goddamn strong, like Jamal Browner, these guys that have these huge totals at a relatively light body weight, a lot of it comes down to being really advantaged for a particular lift. Things where like you look at that person, you're like, well, that's a deadlifter. You pull conventional, you bench with like a limited arch. I mean, you probably have the most range of motion of anybody that's ever benched 600 pounds. When it comes to your technique, like what kind of led you to your setup? Was it just very kind of intuitive, or did you have really a lot of years to kind of tweak and really mess with things to find specifically what worked for you?
So I would say this is always kind of like something so weird when like people try and like get me to explain my form, is that I just kind of went with what felt natural. And like I guess that was where I started, like broadly, where I was like, all right, like high bar feels much more natural than low bar. I gave low bar a little bit of a try for a few weeks, and I was just like, you know what, this just doesn't do it for me. I've like set up for sumo a couple times. I've done like a couple sumo workouts, and I was just like, you know what, I just physically can't get my hips into a position to try this out. And I tried like a wider grip, and same thing. Like a couple weeks, I just kind of felt it didn't work for me. So it was kind of finding those general lanes I wanted to go in, and then just trying out like little small tweaks here and there, like foot placement for bench and stuff like that.
Well, your deadlift is specifically of interest. I had a few people ask questions about that before this interview. They wanted to know about like the kind of dive bomb approach that you take, because it's very interesting, because considering how common all the deadlift fuckery is, like it's a meme, right? People twisting their feet and, you know, doing the haka or whatever before they deadlift. You walk up, you plant your feet, and you don't even pull tension out of the bar. It looks like even people that get straight to the bar usually pump their hips a lot. They're trying to take tension out. There's like this surge of energy. You almost look limp when you get to the bar. I know you're not. I know there's a lot of tension built up there, but your hands go, and once you're down there, it's like a forklift. That's kind of been the way you've pulled from the beginning, is just hands on the bar and go.
Yeah, for sure. I used to do like the strongman like roll method.
Yeah.
But yeah, since I've switched basically to I hate when people call my deadlift a grip and rip, because I don't know. To me, like gripping and ripping is like jerking the bar off the ground. And like if you notice with my deadlift, it comes off the floor like very fluid, like smooth. And I think that's kind of the misconception of the grip and rip. It's always felt best for me, and if I spend too much time down at the bar, I just overthink it.
It's really easy to do. I get the yips super bad on deadlifting, which you think it's such a dumb movement, right? Like you bend over, you pick the bar up off the ground. But the more outs you give yourself to like fuck around with this thing, or to like, you know, worry how are you bracing? What are your lats doing? Am I, you know, grabbing the floor just right with my pinky toe, or whatever the last thing you saw on Instagram was? I am really susceptible to that. So it's always kind of fascinating me, because some of the best deadlifters I know in person, and the ones like you that I've seen from afar, to be able to just kind of simplify it into this one really smooth. And you're right, it is very fluid. Like it's like even tension out of the bar, and then you just accelerate the whole way up. Where so many guys that do that will like throw their hands up and then get down and yank to try to get that stretch reflex in. But it almost seems like that's yet another way that you're disadvantaged when you pull, that you just have all of this horsepower that can do that. And it's really fascinating to watch.
Yeah, I think that kind of comes from like you said, how I got to like where my form is just picking what felt natural. So I'm just doing what my body like naturally wants me to do, so I don't have to think about it as much.
Yeah, I think that's a big important lesson for a lot of people to get into this. I think when people are new, that they're quick to try to copy their favorite lifter, and then eventually they'll go towards like the most complex version they see. You know, it's like the more bells and whistles, that means the more authentic it is, or something. There's a lot of unnecessary complication. No matter what you stick with, like you get good at how you train. So even if it's not, you know, optimal, whatever that means, like no matter what you do, you're going to grow and adapt around that, and then that's going to be where your pocket is, where you're the best equipped.
Yeah, I do think it is like good for like a beginner lifter to kind of like try and emulate a lot of like or like at least like watch a lot of like the best deadlifters, best squatters, benchers, and just kind of like see what things they do, and then you can like try out those things, and then just pick from there what you enjoyed, and then kind of like that, like use that to kind of find which path you think you should go on.
Yeah, it's a lot of trial and error. There's so many different approaches and builds and ways of lifting. Yeah, but I think people can almost feel like they're drowning in it. But yeah, the more experience you get, the more opportunities to see what kind of fits. As far as like you said, like emulating the others out there. I've always seen it as like a blessing and a curse that there's like so much information, because on the one hand, you get like direct access to what the best do, which you would think is like really, really vitally important stuff. But I've experienced this myself. Like I've gotten absolutely sidelined with like this flood of information I don't know what to do with. So it can be tough. Who would you say were like your biggest influences for like the way you lift and the way you train when you were getting started?
So I started lifting. I got like a weight set for my 10th birthday, and so I've been kind of lifting since then. I think actually that like is like a big advantage for me, is like because I basically had like 5 years of training experience before I was 15 to like kind of figure out what works. Whereas like so like I found out like what works for me at like way before my prime years.
Mm-hmm.
And but like because of that, like a lot of my influence came from like football coaches and stuff like that. So it was a lot training more in like an athletic mindset than purely strength based.